Glitch Reaper here. I'm back, and I'm going to use my ultimate ability to crush that guy, this time, hopefully without the glitch. Well, superbug, crash, whatever, it kept freezing things. Before I show off how I actually got to this point, I'm gonna have to, just show a little something you can do with ProjectE. Right now I've got this energy condenser charging up on dark matter. Well, I did have to rearrange a few things, so yeah. But anyhow, you may have noticed that I have been looking around to watch a flowing time. And you may or may not have spotted this red morning star. Well, I have been working towards the big things in the background and wanted to get the whole set together before I really unleashed it on camera, and this seems like that time, so I just sped things up. And I mean that literally, because before I show off just how much I had to do to get these, otherwise, I have to show off how I could in fact get there. The Watch of Flowing Time actually has an additional ability. Even though it's true that whenever you have it on a dark matter pedestal, which is one of these things, it will automatically use the thing that it lists. In this case, saying it gives additional bonus ticks to nearby blocks every tick, thus speeding it up. Well, you should also note it also says time control mode off. Well, you're probably wondering what happens when you turn that on. Well, if you hit a mode change button, I've got it currently set to I. Let me see, trying to make sure I got this on to fast forward. Then what will happen is it will speed up everything in the vicinity, including making this go absolutely nuts. There are other things it makes go super fast, and as you can see, it goes way quicker. Although previously I had this set to Eternalis fuel, since that was also EMC dense. But yeah, just dark matter alone normally takes considerable steps, so just saying how much this is worth. It normally, well, oops, wrong button. Normally takes Eternalis fuel surrounding a block of diamond. And Eternalis fuel is basically equal to a diamond each in their EMC value. Each one is basically highly compressed coal, as you might remember, going through Mobius fuel and alchemical coal, and finally down to coal in terms of how it is. Each is a group of 4. Each has a burn time 4 times greater than the last tier, and therefore has an EMC that's commensurate with that. But the thing is, you just do that with the philosopher's stone over and over. Well, that adds up eventually to being able to create dark matter. And dark matter is EMC dense, so I've been using it here. I have other stuff, and in this acceleration mode, which itself requires dark matter just to get a hold of, because you need 4 dark matter, a couple of glowstone blocks, a couple of obsidian, and a clock to get a Watch of Flowing Time. Now the thing is that in this mode, it will burn EMC from either like an alchemical fuel you have in your inventory, or from a Klein star that you use to capacitate energy. In this case, I'm using a Klein star. Klein stars are usually... Why is it not hitting recipes? Is it because it's actively being drained? Oh yeah, that's right, it doesn't like those recipes. Anyhow, I could show the original. The original is basically Mobius fuel, which is the mid-tier alchemical fuel around a diamond, and every time you go up a tier, you basically just put 4 of them in a crafting grid together, and you get the next one up. So they're each like 4 times bigger in both capacity and EMC value directly whenever you go up. So that's part of that process. And you can see kind of how over time you get a lot. Now I'm going to mode change out of this. I think that will stop, yeah, that'll stop the process, and you'll note how it's now much slower because this went back down to normal value. Well, okay, let's get into the steps getting to the crazy stuff that I am going to be putting together here. Now this I've only used a few times whenever I needed a really high mining level, because the Red Morning Star has a really high mining level. It really does deserve that 7 million plus EMC value. But yeah, to get one of these you need 6 red matter, which themselves are 6 Eternalis fuel and 3 dark matter together. But that's not really too big of a deal once you already have access to those, because EMC lets you just swap stuff around. But you also need a red matter shovel, which requires red matter, a dark matter shovel, and dark matter. And each of the tools uses the same pattern, as you may remember, because it is like whatever you'd use for the head part made out of red matter. Part of the hilt or handle is made out of the previous tool, and then you use a dark matter for the rest. So that's how that goes through. And that includes the hammer, which has a different version because it requires the dark matter hammer here, and it requires the red matter on both sides and a secondary dark matter up here. The dark matter hammer itself requires diamonds and dark matter. And the thing is, most of the dark matter tools require diamonds for a handle. So that's kind of a thing about their patterns. Now, that's pretty big value when you think about it. But when you can accelerate things like that, it really, really helps. I also do have the red Qatar now, although I haven't had it on my person yet because I wanted to save it up for something like this. It requires 5 red matter, but it also requires 1 each of a red matter hoe, a red matter axe, a red matter sword, and also red matter shears. It's kind of a slightly different pattern than the others. It's red matter and dark matter shears, and the dark matter is just a dark matter and a diamond. I mean, it's kind of like a handle, but not exactly. Oh well. Well, anyhow, the big thing is the stuff that I'm going to be really showing off, which is the armor. I haven't had reason to use this armor in an actual playthrough until now. This shows how serious this is about to become. I'm going to grab myself my red Qatar, charge it up for the first time. Yeah, I don't know if I'll actually need to use it, so these things I'll try to keep handy in some way. I can use this extra inventory here, I suppose, because I have this and I haven't used it much, so maybe I should really move my ProjectE stuff that I'm making portable into here. Let's see, did I have anything? Yeah, I have my transmutation table, so that'll be something to move into there. Okay, so that'll work. So thank you, Cyclic, for the extra inventory. But the big thing is I'm going to have to swap out my armor. And I've been kind of used to this plated corallium armor. It's really good, but sometimes it has this particular glitch associated with it. I thought it was entirely solved by Shino in this version, but I guess maybe not. But sometimes whenever something hits you while wearing the armor, it causes a crash. It may be that what's been crashing me in the Herobrine fight has been this armor, so that's why I wanted to swap out. Also, there's something about that whole dimension of Zia that I'm wondering, like, does it count the flight that this gives you as something that it won't let you do? Because it's kind of different than most other forms of flight. It's superhero mode flight, not creative mode flight. So it's more like hold button to do stuff. I could put my armor in there, but thinking for a hot swap, it would be good to have it kind of with some of my other important stuff I'm keeping in here. Oh, I can hot swap from here. I probably could have done that. Okay. The gym boots are one of the less expensive parts of this enormous set. So this is the one that I made first, and I was going up in order of expense. To get the gym boots, you need red matter boots, a Kleinstar Omega, which is the biggest tier of those, and 2 Swiftwool's Rending Gale, which themselves require some dark matter, some feathers. Well, I can see it's exchangeable with Infernal Feathers from Adinferos, which is interesting. And an Iron Band. Iron Bands are made by basically using either the Lava Bucket or the Vulcanite Amulet to specially forge a ring of iron around it into an actual ring. So I always did like how that recipe worked. But anyhow, but yeah, red matter boots are made kind of how you'd expect, but not exactly, because kind of like with the red matter tools giving an upgrade, you have to have the previous tier, in this case dark matter boots, but with the same pattern of red matter around it as you'd have for normal boots. And that carries on with each of the red matter set, as you could see. But as for dark matter, that's dark matter. It's just in regular armor form. So you can imagine all these recipes being like that in terms of like the red matter set. But then we have these other pieces of armor. So because I've shown off that Twins recipe, I'm putting that on. Okay, now the next thing is my helmet. Oops, I said helmet. Hello? Thank you. This is the next piece up and the second piece that I made. It requires a red matter helmet, Klein Star Omega, the Evertide amulet, which requires water buckets and dark matter. And it also, and I think you don't use the bucket. Might add, in each of these recipes it requires a amulet. It doesn't use the amulet either. It's just kind of there. But yeah, you also need the Soul Stone for your gem helmet, which requires some glowstone dust, a couple of red matter, and a lapis lazuli. So yeah, so I've shown that off. Now I'm wearing the helmet, and it looks really, really good with the goggles on. It seriously does. Okay, next. Whee! Forgot how fast that was, but I'm gonna need to use it. Now the leggings. Not quite the most expensive piece, but almost. This requires red matter leggings, another Klein Star Omega, a Watch of Flowing Time, and the Black Hole Band, which requires string, although it's apparently can use infernal string, from Adinferos, a couple of dark matter, and an iron band, so special ring. Now, that's going on. Now, the gem chest plate. And now each of these has a special name, so this is classically known as the infernal armor, even though it's one piece of armor. This is the abyss helmet. The gem leggings are the gravity greaves, and the gem boots are the hurricane boots. So they each have a special name, so in case you spotted that. Now, the gem chest plate requires red matter chest plate, Klein Star Omega, the Vulcanite amulet, and the body stone. Vulcanite amulet is kind of like the Evertide amulet, only it requires lava buckets instead of water buckets. And the body stone requires sugar, red matter, and lapis lazuli. So now I'm putting that on. Now, I'm going to go back into the dimension of Zia and see how things work out. I may also temporarily take off my Swiftle's Friend and Gale because it's kind of useless in there. I don't have another ring immediately to replace it. So that's an odd thought. But this flies differently. So I'll see if I can do it that way. It's been a long time since I've flown this way. Like Crazy Craft or something maybe? I don't know. When's the last time I really seriously used this? Well, I escaped the Herobrine fight somehow. It kept doing this weird reset. And now I managed to get myself out. I used like this phasing thing. I actually did die because it didn't let me fly whenever I was below the world. And then I arrived back at my starting location and came back. Also, this has lofty jumps, so this may help. So I just came back here. Thankfully, I had all my stuff, so I was able to use my teleporter. Or advanced interporter, sorry. I really hope that going out to the world like that didn't mess up how the... Okay. Oh! I can fly this way! Oh! This is gonna be beautiful. But some of it still needs to be done a lot on the ground, so we'll see about that. Okay, I think I know how this place is arranged now. I think you have to defeat these two before going into there, and that's where Zia is. I want another shot at Herobrine first, though, before I go to the other one. I have a bad feeling about the other one. Okay, so what's that other thing I was thinking of doing? I could have that, but I know that it kind of does weird things. Okay, let's try this. Avatar of Herobrine, shoot at me. Oh, Q1 appeared right behind me and he shot it. That was funny. I think this suit also makes you fireproof, by the way. Oh, it happened again. Okay, broke that one a little. Up, on top of my head. Thank you, Minecraft explosion physics. Haha, tricked you into shooting that one. And that one. Oh look, wider wall. Try not hitting these. Oh! Just realized something that I need. I needed to get some food. At least a little. Not necessarily big stuff. Okay, here we go to that whole walking around thing. It's the third stage that gets a little wonky. That strategy works out so well. It's like, is it weird that it's better to do it blind? I mean, seriously, that's bizarre. It's like weird strats time. Which way is he going to go? Let's do the twirl. You're fast, but I got these special boots. They give you like plus 200% speed or something like that. Although that might be a little too fast. Okay, here's another column. Okay. I smashed my own pillars. It's like invulnerable otherwise. But I am wondering about this whole thing. Because that whole this thing, this is the part where it gets weird. Okay, let's do this. Did I hit him or not? Nope, doesn't work. I think it's the wither skeletons. There's something about when they come in that it just doesn't like. I don't know if I can get past this.